I closed a $100 million deal. I rushed to my boss's office to tell him the news. When I reached his door, I heard my name, and what they said inside wasn't meant for me to hear. So then I stopped knocking. I'd been working on this aerospace contract for 11 months straight. The buyer was Lufthansa's procurement division in Munich, which meant I'd been taking calls at 4 a.m. every Tuesday since January. My apartment looked like a war zone. Empty Red Bull cans, 3 different chargers for international calls, a whiteboard covered in German time conversions. I was 26. This was supposed to be my breakout moment. The deal closed at 9:14 p.m. on a Wednesday. I literally watched the DocuSign completion screen load while eating cold pizza over my sink. My hands were shaking so bad I had to set down the slice. I printed the confirmation, still warm from the printer, and ran down the hallway to my boss's office. The floor was almost empty, just the cleaning crew and a few dim lights over the cubicles. His door was closed, but I could see light underneath. I was about to knock when I heard my name, not in a congratulatory way, in the way people say your name when they think you can't hear them. He thinks this is going to change everything for him, my boss said. I recognized that tone, the one he used in client dinners when he wanted to sound casual but calculating. Another voice responded, our CFO. I'd met him twice. Both times he looked right through me. It will, the CFO said. If we let it. I froze. My heart didn't pound. It dropped. He's already asking about the comp adjustment, my boss continued. Sent me an email at midnight last week referencing the incentive structure. The CFO laughed. Actually laughed. Of course he is. Everyone gets confident when they see 9 figures. I stood there, printout crinkling in my grip as they kept talking. We announce it Friday at the board meeting, my boss said. I'll position it as a strategic execution win. Team effort, collaborative approach. And his name? The CFO asked. A pause. The kind that tells you everything. He'll be mentioned, my boss said carefully. In the supporting team slide, maybe. My throat went completely dry. Perfect, the CFO replied. Give him a footnote so he feels included. But if anyone from Lufthansa asks questions later about process, we need clean documentation. Make sure he signs off on the internal summary. That's when I understood. They weren't just stealing credit. They were setting me up as the liability shield. I backed away from the door, step by silent step, until I was out of earshot. Then I did something that surprised even me. I didn't confront them. I didn't storm in yelling. I went back to my desk and opened my email. Every single call with Lufthansa for 11 months was logged in our CRM. Every meeting invite had my name as organizer. Every contract revision had my initials in the version control. I'd been accidentally building a paper trail the whole time. That night I forwarded everything to my personal email. Not because I was planning anything, because something told me I'd need proof later. The next morning started exactly how I expected. My boss stopped by my desk with coffee and a big smile. Incredible work, he said, patting my desk. Really proud of the team effort here. Team, singular when it was 4 a.m. calls, plural when it was time for credit. He asked me to forward any relevant emails so he could prep for the board presentation. I sent exactly what he asked for, nothing more. And I BCC'd myself on every single one. By Thursday, my calendar started changing. A meeting with Lufthansa that I'd run for 6 months suddenly had my boss listed as the organizer. I was still invited, just no longer in charge. Friday morning, the board presentation happened. I wasn't invited to attend. I watched from my desk as my boss walked past in his good suit, leather portfolio under his arm. At 10:47 a.m., I pulled up my phone and did something that felt both terrifying and obvious. I texted Lufthansa's CEO directly. We'd built real trust over those 4 a.m. calls. He told me about his daughter's university plans. I'd sent him a book recommendation that he actually read. Quick question, I typed. For your records, who would you say was your primary contact on our side throughout this process? The response came in 38 seconds. You, obviously. Why do you ask? I screenshotted it. Then I forwarded it to every single board member's personal email address, the ones I'd collected from months of scheduling coordination. Subject line, for accuracy regarding the Lufthansa contract. My phone exploded. The chairman calling. 3 board members emailing. Our general counsel requesting an urgent clarification call. At 11:23 a.m., I watched my boss walk past my desk. His face was the color of printer paper. His phone was ringing. He didn't answer it. By 2 p.m., HR scheduled a meeting with him. Not with me. With him. Monday morning, I got a calendar update. New reporting line. 2 levels up. His office door open. Lights off. Desk completely cleared except for a coffee ring. They offered me his position Wednesday afternoon. I took it. Sometimes the best revenge isn't yelling. It's just making sure the people who actually did the work get the credit they earned.